Alright guys, so today we are going to be wrapping up the My 2025 fishing series, and this is going to be the final episode, episode 8, that I'm going to be sharing in this series. I am a fisher girl at heart, and I'm going to also add to this final video some footage of our kids when they were younger, because I think it's also important to pass on this life skill and to pass on a sense of empowerment so that the younger generation would know what their options are, and to be able to bring out that inner natural desire to live off the land and to enjoy nature and all nature have to offer. Now, at the end of this series, I hope that this will inspire you to start fishing or even to go outdoors and enjoy nature a little bit more, because I believe that being out in nature, it's one of the most healthiest thing that is free and that we can enjoy. If you have any questions in any of my videos which are added to my playlist, please leave it in the comment section below. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel and you enjoy my content, even if it's just my fishing content, because we are going to continue to fish throughout the season until it gets really cold out, and I really hope this inspires anyone to try fishing if you haven't tried it before. I know sometimes a lot of people don't want to be out there because of the bugs and all these other things, but think about this. What if you have a situation where you have to actually be forced out in the outdoors and in the elements and in the wilderness to be able to gather food to survive? Because we are also foragers, and we hunt, we fish, we garden, and we do as much as we can in a natural way, and that's just our way of life. That's our lifestyle. Please stay tuned for the rest of this video. Hopefully I won't make it too long, but I hope you enjoy and that you're inspired to get outdoors and do some fishing or just enjoy nature. Alright, so this is a shot of my entire family, hubby and I, and the 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. And as you can see, they began fishing when they were very young. Right here, we are getting ready to go on a deep sea fishing trip. And honestly, I just think that it's important to give them that exposure, and they can choose after that. Here, my daughter is catching fish on the rocks. Here she is again. She loves fishing. This is the Cape Cod Canal. And here I'm going to show you some of the varieties of fish we catch. This is flounder, black sea bass right here. Really good eating, nice and flaky. And yes, most times we clean it ourselves. This is dogfish here, and we do eat that also. These are scup or porgies. We also get to come home with bluefish, striped bass, and like I said, we clean it all by ourselves. We stake it up. Sometimes we fillet them right here, as you can see, and we get to enjoy lots of fish, and we have a lot of options as far as the species that we target every year. Now, to be honest, this lifestyle comes with a price, and obviously you would have to get the gears needed. However, over the years, we have accumulated all of our gears to be able to be successful when we go out fishing, because we fish not just for fun, we fish for food, and that's just what we prefer to do. And I think it's important for us to have all the gears that we need. Sometimes we do go a little bit overboard and it's unnecessary, but necessary for us. You don't have to do all the things that you see me doing in my videos. I have different waders, different types of waterproof clothing, and so on and so forth, just to be comfortable when we get out there, because a lot of the times it's really cold out, and we want to make sure that once we get out there, we're not getting wet and we're uncomfortable in the elements out there, because that can just dampen your day. If you're cold and you're out there on the water fishing or near the water fishing, you would not have a good day, and you do want to come home with some fish. So you want to make sure that you have your gears and you're comfortable and you're successful at what you're doing for that day when you're out there. One other thing that we have passed on as part of learning the skills of fishing is rigging up your own, doing your own setup, tying the different knots. There are simple knots and there are more complicated knots. I personally do simple knots. Hubby always does the complicated ones, and he teaches me to do it, but I ain't got time for that when I'm out there, and my simple knot will work and I'm just trying to catch some fish. So I do it real quick and it works perfect for me. He's fancy, I'm not, but we're both successful in what we're doing. We've also passed on to our kids different type of habitat for different species. Let's say like a sandy bottom where you define like bottom feeders like flounder and sea robin. We eat the sea robin too, like the really big ones. You get a couple nice fillets from it, and we call it poor man's lobster because it tastes really good. Now also there are the wrecks that are out there in the ocean where the species like porgy, scup, or black sea bass, also the rocky areas and the reefs where the tautog, also known as blackfish, would live and spend their time there. And so, it's important to know your target species, what they like to eat, what they would feed off. Sometimes it don't always work, but you want to try different baits like clams, you want to try squid strips. You know, there's so much different sand eel, different cut bait like mackerel, because we do catch mackerel also. And you would see in my one of a few of my videos, maybe a couple of shorts, that we were out catching mackerel, and we caught a whole lot of mackerel this season so far, and we were able to smoke them and vacuum seal them and put them away for use later on in the year, which we have started using it already. But we have so much that we were able to put some up and have enough to last us throughout the entire season, because we do not buy fish here. We do not go to the fish market to buy fish. We just eat all the fish that we catch, and if there's no fish, then we have chickens or turkey, because we raise our own chickens, we raise our own turkey. And so everything goes hand in hand, and we have options. But if we're out of one thing, we're always stocked up with the next. So it's important to know your gear, your target species, and especially if you're going in different areas to fish. Like if you go on a boat, you definitely don't need a really long pole, versus if you're on the rock, if you're fishing off a bridge or so, and you want to cast it further, you want to use a longer fishing pole. I use a 10-footer. Hubby used a 12 or 13-footer, I believe, because he's taller than I am. He's more powerful than I am. And so he prefers the longer fishing pole so he can go out further. So, all these little tips and tricks and just the way that we do things, I like to share that so it would enlighten people or give them ideas at least, and they can just decide what their choices are given the options that they may have. And that's why I like to share. It's really important for me to share all these information. A lot of people may already know this information, and sometimes they forget it, and making this video might just remind them that, oh yeah, because I do get that from some of the videos that I watch, not necessarily fishing videos, but in gardening and all these other stuff, and just life hacks. And so in general, I do get ideas and I put a spin on it and I turn it into my own, and it works perfectly for me. I would now leave you with some footage of our fishing activities so far this season, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope you get out there and enjoy nature. Now, don't forget, these videos of my 2025 fishing series would be added to my playlist, so you can check them out if you choose to do so, and I hope you enjoy. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next upload.
Okay, come try this. Come.
Pretty similar. They're like more yellow. They have like a point in your face too. And your eyes are closer to their mouth. Smaller. Smaller. No, yeah, he's right. He's an artist, so you know, like details.
Put it back. Oh, okay.